KNIME is basically like you can automate your task, liberate your mind, and so what is the agenda for today? So we will be covering five topics. One, code-free tools for professional. What are the free tools? Suppose you are not a coder, right? So how can you automate your task, or how can you build the machine learning models, or like time series regression? How can you do it without writing any code? So the one thing. Second one is ETL tool along with use cases. ETL basically means extract, transform, load. And third one is why KNIME, why should we use KNIME. Fourth is we will cover each and every aspect of KNIME. And fifth is the practical example. So we will just look into the interface and then we will go through it. So agenda is clear, right? Now moving to the next part, which is code free tools for professional. So these are the tools which are available in the market, and I think you guys should use it if you want to make your career into data analytics or data scientist or data engineering domain. So number one is data visualization tool. So in data visualization tool, you know that we are primarily three, like Power BI, Tableau and Looker, but which is commonly used is Power BI because of its free for development and it's chargeable when sharing. But Tableau, it is paid. You cannot create Tableau workflow freely also. You can create, but that will be Tableau public, so your data will be shared with the Tableau domain. So you cannot create it and save it in your local PC. Second one is ETL tool. ETL tool for automation. Alteryx in KNIME, both are pretty much same. A little bit difference obviously is there. Alteryx is paid around 5000 USD per annum. KNIME is free, it's an open source. Third one is Power Automate, which is free with Microsoft 365 license. Fourth one is Power Query. Have you guys used Power Automate and Power Query? Anyone?
No, Krishan, no. Like, okay, have you used in Power Automate? I don't think so.
Okay, got it. No issues. And then now I'll move to our next one, which is ETL tool along with use cases. So what do you mean by ETL tool? Basically ETL tool is like a helper that collect information from different places. So like we connect with multiple sources, make sure our data looks the same, and then we arrange the data, we clean the data, we manipulate the data, and it helps us to take better decision making. So you know that data are not structured. Data are unstructured, is not even in tabular format, and there are a lot of complications when we work with data. So we need to run the data with the ETL pipeline. Basically, we need to clean the data so that it is useful for our data visualization or future or any kind of stuff. So you can automate anything which a human can do without any intelligence. So this is the basic background of ETL tool. Okay. So basically, if you ask me, that you may know about Power Query, right? So Power Query is also an ETL tool. So we load the data, then we do Power Query, and then we use it for Power BI purpose, data visualization purpose. So this also an ETL tool. What are the use cases of ETL tool? Number one is tax automation. Like you can automate any income tax return working, whatever you are doing. Credit risk assessment. If you want to build some predictive model, if you want to build like whether should I issue a credit card to him, or how is the net worth of that particular guy, or that particular organization. So we have rating agencies, we do the credit risk assessment. So that can also be done through ETL. Fraud detection, you can detect fraud by creating models so that it will check whether the data is accurate, and it analyze the transaction to find unusual patterns and anomalies. The next use cases is customer segmentation. You know that customer is the king in today e-commerce, right? So you can segment customer based on their behavior, transaction history, demography. So this segmentation can help you tailor marketing strategy, product offering, customer service approaches. So everywhere in all of the organization, people use customer segmentation. Basically, companies use customer segmentation to target a specific customer. Then we have budgeting and forecasting. So obviously, it can help automate in budgeting forecasting process by analyzing historical financial data, and then you can predict the model on top of that. And you can do time series analysis like Alteryx, KNIME, and anything, anyone, any ETL tool. You can predict the time. So these are the basically use cases of ETL tool. I hope ETL is clear with you. Have you guys worked with any of the tool before? ETL, anything. So how do you automate or how do you clean your data through Power BI, Excel, or do you have any other platform as well? Anyone?
No.
Okay. Okay, so now I think maximum people are using Excel only, but Excel has its own problem, right? Okay, so that's why we need to use this ETL tool so that we can perform the similar type of activities every month. So we don't need to do the same thing again and again. We can do it like on a daily or weekly basis or whatever basis. Now, why KNIME? So, what is KNIME? So, basically, KNIME is for perfect entry point to any data analytics. So, basically, you can build your workflow to prepare data quickly and efficiently with a focused set of tools that eliminate manual data wrangling effort. So KNIME is an open source tool. Basically, you can just drag it. It's like a drag and drop interface. Automate. You can automate your repetitive task. You can run or rerun your workflow again and again. You can schedule your workflow. So you know that okay, on second of every month I will download this report from this particular source, and then I'll do this kind of activity, and then I'll send an email. So these kind of things you can easily do it in KNIME. You need to just create the workflow and then schedule the workflows, and then improve accuracy and mitigate risk. So you can view each step, like after filter, okay, I need to do join the table. After joining the table, I need to remove some row, then I need to add some row, and then I need to run the model. So you can view each and every step, and it ensures transparency and easier sharing and inherent visual documentation, because everything is there visually. So you can see okay, after each step what all things have been done, and avoid unintended changes with rollback and granular. So you can roll back also if you think that something is not going right, then you can definitely roll back to the previous version. Then you can collaborate easily, seamlessly across teams and disciplines. So basically you can use visual workflow from other also. So suppose Sachin has created some workflow, so I can directly import that workflow into my system, and then I can build on top of that, or I can modify that. Collaborate effortlessly. So I think collaboration is the key in this decade, and you can deploy the workflow as interactive data app or dashboard to share your analysis with the stakeholder. So you can directly use this data for your Power BI purpose, for your Azure purpose, for your directly emailing to the client, or you can share this data like your final report through any means, and make the most of open source powered automation, because you can connect, import, and process any data sources, and you can adapt to changing business need, because KNIME you get updates on KNIME. So whenever there is an like AI is happening, right? So KNIME has some of the AI nodes as well, so which you can also use. And then like it has capabilities of advanced analytics and machine learning. So some of the ETL tool like Power Query, Power Automate doesn't have advanced analysis and machine learning capabilities, but in KNIME or Alteryx you have that capability. So basically if you want to build decision tree model, random forest model, or you want to logistic regression, linear regression, time series, anything which you think that a data scientist is doing, you can perform the same in KNIME platform as well. Main benefit is it's free of cost. You can directly download and install it in your laptop. It's open source. You can learn it. There are multiple videos available in the YouTube, and there are multiple courses, so you can learn it. And so whatever you want to do, just learn and then apply it. So this is how it's better to learn KNIME. So now what is KNIME? So KNIME is basically a tool for data analysis, manipulation and visualization and reporting. So it's based on graphical interface. You can see it over here. This is the basic interface landing page of the KNIME. So it provides a diverse array of extension, text mining you can do, network mining, chem informatic, main integration, you can connect Java, R, Python, Veka, Keras, Plotly, S2O, etc. So you can connect any of the system. So it has a huge data source capabilities which you can do. Then so how is the interface look like? So this is the basically the interface. So just for your information, I have next slide which will tell you detail about the this KNIME Analytics workbench. So any question till now, like why is KNIME, why not Excel, why is KNIME, why not Power BI? Because Power BI is for visualization purpose. You cannot create like logistic regression in Power BI, right? So each and everything has its own limitations. So basically in KNIME you can perform data engineering activities as well, you can perform data analytics activity as well, but this is not meant for data visualization. Although there are multiple nodes, what is the meaning of nodes? Node is basically these one, you can see file reader, this is the node, row filter, column filter. So whatever uh, activities you want to do, these are called nodes. So you can perform basically why I like KNIME is so suppose I'm interested into customer segmentation, I want to know my customer, I want to increase my sales, I want to reduce my cost. So how can I do it? I can directly understand. There are multiple examples, you can see it over here in this case you have customer intelligence. So there are multiple inbuilt workflows available in the KNIME. You just need to download it, you just need to run it, and then you just need to change your source data, then accordingly modify. You need to obviously add some of the nodes or delete some of the nodes whenever required, but it's very easy. If you want to learn and if you don't want to do it through coding, then this is the best platform, I would say, by which you can become a data analytics or you can become a data scientist as well, because R, Python, everything is incorporated in these codes. So suppose there is time series node, so under the time series node it is all the Python code. Or suppose you want to do some cross selling or upselling, so a priori algorithm is already inbuilt in that particular node, so you don't need to write everything. Obviously nowadays people don't write it, they just copy paste the algorithm or anything from chat gpt or anything and then just pass it. But still you don't need to do that as well, you can just directly see it over here. So this is the basic interface of KNIME. So I'll give you the quick overview about it. So in the left hand side, this is the KNIME Explorer, in which all your like save file, all your you can example workflow, you can connect with through hub.knime.com. So everything will be available over here. Second one, this is the workflow coach. So basically it tells you like what are the nodes which are highly used by community member. So like you can see group by, 12% of the community member use the group by. And whenever you start developing the like workflow, like suppose you have inserted file reader, you have imported the file, after that it will show you like what all activities or what all nodes people are using it over here. So these are the like basically workflow coach. This is the node repository basically means all the type of nodes like analytics, you can see database, other data types, structured data, scripting, tools and services, community nodes, workflow control, social media reporting, everything is available over here. There are more than 4000 nodes available. You cannot even think of those kind of nodes. If you whatever you can think, everything will be available over here. And like this is workflow editor, so this is the basically where you will just drag and drop. Suppose you will drag from here to here, so this is where you will build your workflow will look like this. So here if you can see, I have inserted the read adult csv file, then I have keep only records born in the US. Suppose there are multiple country data, so I have given a row filter only in US, then column filter, remove gender, and then table writer. I just exported this into the table. So it's very easy. Now if you want to do the same activity again and again, you don't need to do it, you just need to change the source, and then everything, you just need to run the workflow, then everything will be automatically done. and right hand side you have node description, in which suppose I have click on row filter. So what is the meaning of row filter? So you don't need to go to Google every time to learn about the nodes. You can directly click on here and then you can read about it here as well. Then you have KNIME community hub where all the community things are going on here. This is the console and node monitor. If there is any error while running the workflow or anything, you can also see your data points over here. And then this is the outline. So basically this is like how is your workflow, because sometimes workflow will not become 4 nodes, workflow will be like 40-50 nodes. Then it will be very easier for you to move here and there. So guys, any question till now? Next one. So this is the visual KNIME workflow. So like these are the nodes perform task on data. So you, what I told you about node, right? So in the node, if you can see, suppose this is the partitioning node, there will be one arrow here in the left hand side where is input comes. There will be multiple arrows in the right hand side, which means it's output. And then this the down one rectangle, it will show the status, whether it's like here you can see in the left red is there, then not configured, then executed, and then this is the error message. So this is the node, like meaning of the status. And then nodes are combined to create workflow. When you combine multiple nodes, you know that it becomes a workflow. So this is the meaning of workflow. And then you can save your workflow and then rerun every time or whenever you need. Then I talk you about data access. So you can connect through multiple database like MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Amazon. In files you can connect CSV, text, image, text network. So you can connect with multiple file system. You can connect with multiple other like Google data, Twitter data, Amazon S3, Azure Blob Storage, Kafka, big data also you can connect. So data source, KNIME can handle n number of data sources. And then on top of that you build what you want to do. You can build your machine learning model as well, and then you put your output, like output you can put it in Excel, Tableau, Power BI, table format or any other kind of format, and then use it. So basically you can automate your task, so you don't need to do it every time. Plus if you want to do some kind of analysis or some kind of advanced analytics or machine learning capabilities, that also can be done. So I'll not cover these transformation part, because these are basically more or less I'll be covering in the next session, I think. Like these are the analysis, data mining, what all can do, regression, classification, clustering, validation, deep learning, external visualization. Also, as I mentioned, your KNIME has the capability to do visualization, but obviously it will not be like a Power BI dashboard. So but you can create like scatter plot, box plot, line plot, take cloud, all these things can be done. Deployment also you can do, database files. So there are multiple options to use this data. So you can see it over here. This is the basically like, if you build a workflow which contains multiple steps, so you can do it. Like there are over 4,000 native and embedded nodes included. You can see data access is generally in the orange side. If you see the node color, it will be like orange. Then transformation, it will be in yellow. Then analysis and data mining, you can see decision tree predictor, scorer, text analytics, color manager, statistic. You can do 80/20, that also like sampling of the data. Then you can do data visualization. Then you can do data deployment. So basically from data access to data deployment, everything can be done in a single platform. And the best part is it's free of cost. So this is the best part. So that's why even I am using KNIME it for my, not my daily activity, but it's the monthly exercise, like monthly return filing I need to do. So I'm doing it through KNIME, because I don't need to do it manually in Excel, and I'm not good in Excel VBA. So this is the better solution for me, rather than learning VBA or macros. This is better aspect. So you have KNIME Explorer. So basically now I'll just give you a brief about, you have seen here, right, like all these things. So I'll just give you a brief view over like what is the KNIME Explorer. So here, as I mentioned you, this in local you can access your own workflow project. You can connect to community hub, business hub, You can basically KNIME Explorer can contain 4 types of content: workflow, workflow group, data file, share component. So this is about KNIME Explorer. Then you can create your new workflow. I'll talk to you about this. We will create a small workflow, just 2 or 3 steps. And so these are the node repository where you can see your nodes. These are the description, workflow coach, like you can see it over here, inserting and connecting nodes. And I already told you about the, like, whether it's configured nodes, whether it's file reader configured, is executed, or is error. So this is all about the node part. Now this is the tool. There is a toolbar. You have seen this toolbar also, right? So in this toolbar, for us, 2 things are important. One is this green color single. Just 1 second now. Okay, so here like you can see execute selected and execute nodes, or you can execute all the nodes put together. So these are the node view. So I am not covering this aspect because these are theoretical, but yeah, we'll definitely cover this in future. We will just create a small workflow on KNIME. So these are the KNIME file extension. You can see, like, we have Excel as X for Excel. So like for KNIME also we have K and WF dot K and WF KNIME. Okay, so I'll just uh, so what we will do, I think we will create one workflow. Okay, so how the workflow will look like. So basically what we need to do, we have 2 files. Okay, in one file I'll show you the how is my file look like. Okay, so this is my one file. In one Excel file we have 2 tab. We have ID and value information 1 2 3 4. So these are the just random number. So basically what I want to do, because maximum time you may have seen that when you are checking the data, testing the data, you may have found out that your data is not matching. You are matching data with IDs, right? So you are matching data from one source to data from another source, and that you are doing it through Excel, right? And sometime it's not very effective solution to do the same, because it take huge amount of time. You need to do VLOOKUP here, you need to do VLOOKUP there. So basically, you know that whenever we are matching the data, there may be 3 aspects. One is data is entirely matched, second one is data is extra in file number 1, third one is data is extra in file number 2. So there are only 3 aspects, right? So how can we build the first workflow? So I'll just give you example. So I'll go to new. So if you want to create a new workflow, so how can you do it? Go to file. Right now you don't need to do anything, because I'll tell you in my next class how to install the KNIME, because it's pretty big one. So right now you can just see like how you can do it. So you can just click on this control and it will tell you, okay, KNIME workflow. Then you can select wherever you want to save the file. Then this is, like I am telling you, okay, sample 2, or what is today date? I think today is 15 October. So right, 15 October days session. Okay, then I'll just click on this finish. If you can see it over here, this is session 1, session 15 October. This is your file. Now this is the blank canvas, and in right hand side you can see there are multiple nodes, but right now you don't know like which node should I use it first, right? You can see it over here. This is the best part, where is recommended nodes, workflow coach. You can see like maximum people are using, 36% of the community are using Excel reader for the first time, CSV reader, table creator, file reader, because you want to read the data, right? This is the first time. So I'm Excel reader, I'm creating it. Okay, so I can write directly drag and drop. You can so basically I have created this session 1, 15 October. I am deleting this now. You can directly click on right click and then delete it, because I want to create in front of you guys. Okay, so suppose this is your when you start your KNIME flow, these are the workflow which I have created. So now what I need to do, I need to basically I have I have 2 sheet. I need to compare the data in the 2 sheet. Okay, so how can I do it? I'll just show you the 2 sheet as well. So this is the sheet number 1, like where ID is 1 2 3 4, value is 200 300 500 600. This is just the sample data. This is sheet number 1, and then this is sheet number 2 where ID is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. These are the values. So I want to compare IDs, whether IDs are matching from first sheet to the second sheet and whether values are matching or not. Okay. So how can I do it? You can do the same activity in Excel by writing VLOOKUP function. You will do VLOOKUP from one file, then VLOOKUP in another file. So basically, whenever we are testing the data or whenever we are before deployment, we need to test and we need to execute some of the regression checks in our data to make sure data is accurate or not. So I have seen multiple folks who are struggling with comparing the data. They compare it manually one by one, or maybe in VLOOKUP they struggle. So this is the best way, I would say, by which you can do it. If you're good in Python writing, obviously you can do it over there. But if you're not good in Python and your Excel is not performing well because of the data size issue and because of the function issue, then I think this is the best way by which you can compare the data easily within 2 minutes only. I'll just show you. So basically, you know that whenever you are comparing the data, what all things can be done. Number one, data will perfectly match. Number two, some data will be there in file number 1 but not in file number 2. Third one, some data will be there in file number 2, not in file number 1. So these are the only three possible outcome, right? Or there can be any other one. Guys, any comment on this? Or these are the three outcome only when you compare the data?
Yeah,
Anyone?
yeah, yes, Krishna.
Yeah, right. So now what I'll do, I have an Excel file in my desktop. I want to create one workflow to match the data. Simple. There is nothing filtering, nothing advanced. I don't want to do anything. I just simply want to match the data. Simple. So how can I do it? I need to so generally when you're working in Excel or somewhere, so you can just open the Excel file, then you can do the work and then you can save the data, save the Excel file, right? But in KNIME that's not the case. First you need to create the KNIME workflow. Like you need to go to file, then create new, then you can, there are two things, one is new KNIME workflow or new KNIME workflow group. So this is new KNIME workflow. Click on next. Then I'll just give the name of this one. So it's like session underscore 15 October 23, and this will be saved in my local file. That's fine. Finish it up. You don't need to do it right now. We will be covering it practically in our upcoming session because this is the, I think 500-600 MB file, and it will take some time to download from the KNIME website. So now I have created the workflow. You can see my workflow is available here, session 15 October 23. Okay. Now this is the best part. You can see it over here. Like I don't have anything at present, so it recommend me, KNIME automatically workflow course recommend me. So what all things you can use it in the first time: Excel reader, CSV reader, table creator, file reader, database, SQL, or anything. If you want to read, you want to list files, you can do it, right? So I think that one is missing. I think 28% or somewhere it was coming now, but it's not coming. Let's okay. So I can directly simple drag and drop like this. Okay. So once I do this, you can see this is yellow something is coming because we need to specify the file name. We need to input the source. So how can we input the source? Just double click it. Then you have option local file system. You have multiple option. We will be just seeing it local file. We just simply browse. Where is my file? My file is in sorry, my file is in my Google Drive, my drive, DataDekho, in the that KNIME, in that training, in that sample join. This is my file name. Okay, open. Here I have two files. One is you can see it over here by name. One is left. This is the file name. One is right. This is the file name. So I want to compare two files. One is left, another one is right. Okay. So you can select sheet first with data also, by position also. So there are multiple ways by which you can insert the data. We will cover this in detail in upcoming. Right now I just want you to show what all capabilities KNIME has and how easy it is to do. And there are multiple things like data area, advanced, transformation. You can change the type also. Sometimes people struggle, right? Because this is not numbers, suppose this should be string, so you can directly convert it over here. So there are multiple options available. Right now we will not cover that aspect. We will just click on apply. Okay, now you can see it over here. This comes yellow. Yellow means file configured but not yet executed, right? Now once we right click and then we can execute it over here, then you can see it's done, green color, right? Now you can see the final end result. This is the file. Whenever you right click, go to last one, file tables, you can see this is your data. Okay, now you have imported left file, you need to import right file always. You can do through here also, like Excel reader again, like you can see it here. If it's not visible over here, these are the node repository. You can suppose select Excel, then you can see there are multiple options: read Excel reader, read Excel sheet name, write, because you want to deploy it. So Excel writer, output file, Excel shell writer. So I can directly drag and drop through this also, or I can directly copy paste also. Suppose I have done drag and drop, again double click, similar browse, similar file name, this PC, Google Drive, my drive, DataDekho, we have KNIME, then we have training, then we have sample join. Then which file I need to select now? Left I have already selected, now I need to select right. So then this is apply, okay, right? Then I right click, execute. Now you can see these two files are perfectly loaded in KNIME. So now there is no issue. Now what do I need to do? I need to join it. I need to see what values are extra here, what all fields are matching, what all fields are not matching, right? So you can see there are multiple recommended node: table splitter, table cropper, joiner. So since this is your first time, so you may not know the exact name of the nodes which need to be used, right? But just a common sense, if you want to join two file, in maximum cases you have seen generally it's a join statement, right? So you can directly search it over here also, like join. So you can see here multiple options of join. One is joiner, another one is cross joiner, third one is database joiner. So joiner is what we are using. You can drag and drop. And if you are not if you don't know, you can write to me, I'll let you know about the names. Otherwise you can google it. Then also, like if you want to do some activity, which all nodes should I use, so it will automatically give you. Now see how easy it is. You can just simply like drag and drop, like just simply connect it through files. So these two files you have connected. This is the input file, as I already mentioned you, like this is input for this node, these are the output for this node. Now you need to configure this node by double click. Once you double click it over here, then you need to give the common ID, right? So here add matching criteria, under that you can add left table ID, right table ID. This is done. What do you want to include in your output? Matching row, left unmatch, right unmatch. I want everything, full outer join I need to do. Then output position split join result into multiple tabs. So I have basically I want three files. Okay, then I click on apply, then okay, then I right click, execute. Once I execute, now you can see I have three result: join result, left unmatch, right unmatch. If I see the join result, you can see 1 2 4 was perfectly joined. So basically what I was saying, in the nodes, once you click, you can right click, you have multiple options like configure. You can see through output also, file table. If it's executed, then you will see file table. So if you see file table, this was our first file where we have id 1 2 3 4. These are the value. If you see a second file, right click, file table, 1 2 4 5 6, 3 is missing and 5 6 is extra into this file, right? Now I
Yes.
just want to match those two files, since this is the dummy data. So I have just joiner, you have seen this one configured. How can you configure it? I think this also you have not seen, right?
No.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just reset. You can do reset. Now I need to do it manually again. So how can you do it? In the left hand side and right hand side, what is the common thing? What is the common thing in left hand side and right hand side? ID number, right? So this is ID, I can do it in left hand side. Right hand side also ID, I can do it. Then included in output, what I can do, matching rows, left unmatch, right unmatch. So I want all the three result. Okay, then I'll do apply. Okay, then you can see this is the yellow button, is data is configured. Then you can click here also, like execute selected node. You can click, and then now Again, once you right click, you can see there are three thing: join result, left unmatched, right unmatched. Once you see the join result, you can see like 1 to 4 are perfectly matched. 1 to 4 value is perfectly matching because you have matched id wise, right? Not id and value wise. So id wise 1 to 3 1 to 4 1 to 4 is matching. What extra in left one, you can see 3 was not there in the second table, so 3 is extra. Then what extra in the right unmatched row, 5 and 6 is extra. Now you have the result. You can directly, you want to export the result into excel file, suppose. So you can do excel, you write excel, then you can see you don't need to read the data, you need to write the data, right? So you can just drag and drop excel writer. Okay, then you can click it over here like this. Now double click where you want to output this file. Suppose I want to output it in my this pc, google drive, my drive, DataDekho, or wait, I'll just do it in google drive, my drive, and then output. Okay, session output, save, apply. Okay, and now once I execute it, this is done. And then you can see the file in your data output my drive. Now you can see under session output. So like this also you can export through multiple one. So this is one excel file. Then like you can do control c control v, control c control v, then this is done. Sorry, now you can click it left also. Like this you can do one more stuff. So like this you can create multiple workflow, and it's very easy and very convenient to build it. This I have shown you. Now I'll just show you one more stuff. So basically, like how can you do the filtering and etc. So like this is my file, this is my data. I have city, country, customer id, first name, last name, birthday, age, email, newsletter. So I have basically customer information. Suppose I don't want some information, I need to, there are multiple columns. Have you seen how many columns are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So there are 9 columns. You can see it over here also. Why was I counting? You can see it here, column 9, right? So, and the best part is you can see like lower bound, upper bound, everything is available. Like it's sometimes you just want the glimpse of the data, that's also easily available in KNIME. So you have multiple columns. Now you want to remove some of the columns. If you see it over here, we have included some of the rows, and we have removed we have included some of the columns and removed some of the columns. So we have included only 5 columns, and we have exclude these 4 columns because these are not relevant, suppose. Now if you see the output of this particular activity, see this is yellow color. It means it's not yet executed. You click it over here, execute, and then you go to the output. See those birth date or etc, this not available because you have deleted those aspects. Once you have deleted, suppose you want to filter only US data. How many data you have? You can see you have country United Kingdom, Poland, UK, Germany. There are multiple countries available, right? You just want only US. So how can you configure it? Row filter, column to tell which column you want to perform the activity. Country should be equal to United States, and then OK. Then you can just simply click it over here. Then this is done. Now you see the final output. See, only United States, all the others have perfectly gone. Now you can directly take, this is the table writer or see excel writer like we have seen it in our last one. So like this you can execute it. So there are multiple stuff. So this one which I building like I'm using, this is for my day-to-day task, basically monthly task. So like GST return automation, which I have done, so I don't need to do it manually. If you can see it over here, a little bit not complex. Like I need to list multiple files, I need to perform multiple operation like multiple row filter, column rename, concatenate, column aggregator, duplicate row filter, column auto typecast, and then we have multiple, like you can see like math formula, string to numbers. So whatever activity you want to do, group by, then joining, then multiple excel file, whatever activities you want to do, you can. So I hope guys this is this is helpful to you, and like there are multiple examples workflow also there. Suppose you are in retail, you want to do like finding association tool, like so you can double click it, see okay, there are maybe something, see this is the workflow, like table data, then sale splitter. Okay, I need to insert something, uh, leave it, so like double configuration, then see, you can see like this also, this tab, once you double click it over here, you can see this tab itself has multiple nodes. So once you have cumbersome workflow, then you can also design one node, and you can insert multiple activities in the date node and use the primary node only, so that it will look good and there is no complex thing. Okay guys, I think it was good to have a at least small introduction about KNIME, and if you think this is useful, then definitely I'll start creating multiple videos in YouTube, and maybe I'll share with you guys. Let me know whatever your feedback.